Have you ever watched someone completely turn their life around, mastering a new language or finishing a massive project, while everyone else seems stuck in the exact same place? It is tempting to assume they found a secret code, a hidden dopamine glitch, or a sudden explosive burst of inspiration that fixed everything. But the biological reality of how habits form tells a different story. Significant change is rarely the result of a single inspired leap. Consider a literal transformation. A caterpillar becoming a butterfly is a radical physical shift, but it is not a sudden event. It is the result of a slow, systemic process. The butterfly is the end of a long chain of physical developments, not a glitch in the system. Most of us get stuck because we wait for a feeling. We fear failing or feel unprepared, so we decide to wait until the right moment to start. It is a universal delay tactic. We tell ourselves that we will begin the difficult work of learning or building once we finally feel motivated. This assumes that motivation creates action, but psychological evidence suggests the opposite. Taking an action, however small, is what actually generates the motivation to continue. Waiting for a spark of energy is an endless trap. The only way to generate the drive to change is to take the first uninspired step. If action creates motivation, the focus shifts to how small that initial action can be while still remaining effective. This is where the 1% rule becomes the primary engine for change. This chart plots the results of improving by 1% every day. Because gains stack, you end the year 37 times better. Zooming in shows the mechanic of compounding. Each small gain becomes the new baseline, ensuring effort constantly builds on itself. 5 minutes of practice might seem insignificant today, but these tiny, unglamorous blocks of effort are the specific mechanics behind a total transformation. To maintain this, you need a stable baseline, the base layer of the house that must be in place before you can build upward. That foundation is your mindset. While a fixed mindset assumes your abilities are static, a growth mindset operates on the belief that skill is something you can build. This filter at the base of the brain is the Reticular Activating System. It decides which information to ignore and which to highlight. This is why learning a new word makes you hear it everywhere. You instructed the filter to prioritize that data. Over time, consistent focus changes the brain's default search parameters. When you prioritize tracking small improvements, the system becomes more attuned to noticing progress that previously went ignored. As these wins stack, you develop momentum. Like a snowball rolling down a hill, forward motion gathers mass and becomes harder to stop. Each successful rotation of that snowball acts as a data point, tangible evidence that you are capable of the task. It is this accumulation of proof that builds the confidence to keep going. Maintaining that record requires looking at your environment. There is a well-tested rule that your baseline is determined by the average of the people you spend the most time with. Isolated, negative environments drain the energy needed for new habits. However, being around a goal-driven community provides a constant source of social proof and shared habits. While mindset starts the engine, engineering a supportive external environment is the safety net that prevents you from sliding back into old patterns. Identify one specific goal you have been delaying. It could be practicing a language or finally starting a project you have put off for months. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Choose to bypass the need for motivation and take a single micro step toward that goal today. Even someone deeply resistant to change can break the cycle of stagnation by deciding to step outside their comfort zone for just 5 minutes. Stagnation is not a permanent state. It is broken the same way every single time, by choosing one small action right now.